It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, let's review.
We'll analyze the scene.
Sounds holly jelly to me.
Before it's over, let's begin.
Bum.
Bum.
That's right, folks. Since the Christmas season is upon us, we thought the way to celebrate and get into the holiday spirit would be with some holiday reviews.
12 to be exact, decoratively divided into 4 categories for your Yuletide pleasure.
So without further ado, silver up those bells, light the multicolored lights, and go out to build a snowman. And join us as we get into some seasonal shenanigans. And tonight we're unwrapping Why Him.
Perfect delivery on that, Tiki. Yes,
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, and this is, of course, folks, our division this year, to kind of clarify here, because we mentioned it briefly in Garfield. We have, this is in our film category, our movie category, or, our holiday movie category.
Of course. Right. Oh, boy. So, Dragon, you and I kind of have a little bit of a history with this one.
Yes, we do. Don't.
Well, basically, you told me about it one day, like, hey, did you hear about that new James Franco and Bryan Cranston movie? And I was like, no. And you were like, well, you see, Tiki, it's basically Father of the Bride, but Bryan Cranston is the father and James Franco is the son-in-law. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That sounds like the most, generic premise ever, but that casting is amazing.
I think I said Meet the Parents. I think it's more Meet the Parents.
Okay, fair enough. I get a more Father of the Bride vibe, but whatever.
He came around on the guy a lot easier than De Niro. The point is a general kind of like meet the in-law type deal.
Sure. So Dragon, I think we can all agree this movie it's not the classiest holiday movie ever made.
No.
But you know what, Dragon? Honest to God, I did have fun with this. I don't regret watching it or anything. There are certain moments that we'll get into where, let's just say, it lives up to the title. But overall, I thought this movie, it is what it is. It's a very generic, very disposable holiday movie that is, lifted up and anchored by 2 leads that are, way better in it than the movie itself deserves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me, I'm half and half on this movie. I mean, half of it I really like, half of it, yeah.
I hear you. It kind of evens out to the same ratio for me.
So let me go through a minute of backstory here. I thought it was interesting. Actually, the backstory kind of makes me kind of respect the movie just a little more.
Really? Okay. I'm curious.
It's not much, but just a little. Basically, what they're going for here. So. Okay. This was directed by John Hamburg, and I will say, I think Hamburg, Hamburg was a decent director. It's based on this movie. Again, it was seemed well shot. Mm-hmm. Basically, what Hamburg did, he took his experience as a father with a daughter and kind of applied it to. Basically, kind of applied it as a filmmaker. He kind of applied it to, basically, kind of an old sensibility. Combating a modern sensibility, and that's kind of what the crux of the movie came from. It's kind of being kind of a father and daughter's kind of basically taking kind of the newer techniques of making a movie, and kind of thinking about where that would be, as a father with with a daughter in the future, basically where you're going to have, what if she met a Laird type thing? Basically, it's kind of it's very much like a what if for him, and it kind of had that undercurrent of kind of the old versus modern culture and kind of the clash that would occur when that day comes.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's and basically what he was trying to do is he was trying to go a little deeper than the tropes that are on the surface. Kind of go again. I think you got to give the movie points there. Is that we don't go. We don't do every trope in the book that we would expect. We do subvert it.
No, we do. Maybe 3/4 of the book.
Sure. Yeah. The point is there was an attempt to kind of say there's a classic cultures and we don't necessarily have to do everything in the book. And it was produced by Sean Levy and Ben Stiller. They produced this, their companies. Of course, Ben Stiller definitely fueling kind of the Meet the Parents vibe, and Sean Levy, of course, having worked with Steve Martin, again, a little bit of Cheap by the Dozen, basically kind of the family kind of quality. And of course, Sean Levy, very notably, he's getting around a lot with Stranger Things.
Oh yes, oh yes.
So yeah, that's where we're coming from on why him. But again, aside from that, just making of is very simply is like, hey, let's just take these name actors and put them in a very generic, Christmas film. No, but not even Christmas. Let's put them in a very generic kind of Meet the In-Laws film.
All right, Dragon. So I'm sorry, I kind of had to have a chuckle there when I saw like the next category that we have to get into. So, Dragon, why don't you regale the audience here with the epic and engaging and complicated storyline that this movie sets forth that I'm sure will need a flow chart to follow.
Okay, here we go, folks. So, we meet the Fleming family, who's in the paper business and facing changing times. Daughter Stephanie invites the family to meet her, let's just say, eccentric tech billionaire boyfriend, Laird Mayhew, which leads to, let's just say, the worst first impressions ever. Laird reveals to Ned in a later scene he wants his blessing for Steph's hand in holy matrimony, which leads to a secret agreement to win Ned's blessing by Christmas. Shenanigans ensue, R-rated ridiculousness, and forced, and forced, just forced liar reveals. Basically, forced low of lows and liar reveals.
You can say that again.
I meant to say mainly forced low of lows. I'm going to break that down later. The point is, Ned comes, by the end, Ned comes around because, oh, heck, it's Christmas. And they've updated the paper business. And they've updated the paper business to American-produced Japanese.
To fucking toilets. This movie is madness, folks.
American-produced Japanese toilets.
Okay,
yes.
You know what, Dragon? You know what? I'll give the movie credit because you made it sound like it has, it has some twist to it. So,
yeah.
All right. Oh boy. All right, Dragon. I'm sorry, my facetious streak continues. Are you ready to talk about the deep and complex and and psychologically stimulated cast and characters that this movie has?
I'm just gonna get in my Charlie Brown mode through this little discussion here, folks. Because basically, I'm gonna be like that moment from Charlie Brown Christmas for Charlie Brown's. Charlie's going, you know what? I'm not gonna let this commercial Christmas get me down. I'm not gonna let this cynical, facetious guy get me down. I'm gonna give this movie time of day. I'm gonna give it give it a fair trial.
Okay, well, to be fair, Dragon, so far we are being about 1,000,000 times more professional than the podcast that we will never speak of again.
Sure.
Anyways, you know which one.
I know which one.
Anyways.
Anyway, yes. So let's start with the Crayon Man. Let's start with the Cranston.
The Crayon Man. God. Oh, man.
Let's start with Ned Fleming.
Because they couldn't just call him Ned Flanders.
You gotta admit, though, if they ever did a Ned Flanders movie starring...
No. I'm gonna stop you right there. William H. Macy is the only one who can do a Ned Flanders live action Dragon.
Tiki, I gotta say, you're absolutely right.
It's William H. Macy.
But if you need an understudy, Cranston would be there.
Fine. If you need an understudy, right? Anyways.
If Macy wanted too much money, Cranston would be the guy.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about that. So seriously,
I think in this day and age, I think Cranston would be the one asking for more money. But
Cranston's a nice guy, though. He does.
All right, and you're saying William H. Macy isn't?
He is also nice. I'm just saying he might be. Is Shameless still on, or is that?
I think it's on its last season or something. I don't know.
Shameless, he might be busy with Shameless. You don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's talk about Ned.
What's Cranston busy doing? Whatever the hell he wants.
Exactly.
That's what his career is right now.
Carte blanche. He can do anything, man.
Yeah. Anyways.
Honestly, there's part of me thinks they just want the Cranston. Hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay, but seriously, so Cranston is Ned here. So Ned he's a likable and...
So Cranston plays Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
No, he does not. Hal would freak out a lot more. Come on.
This guy doesn't freak out. This guy isn't prone to his moments of freaking out.
I'm saying he's not in a
Like, this whole
horrifying.
movie isn't based on the concept of James Franco freaking Bryan Cranston out.
Look, I'm saying he is not in a fear-based relationship with his wife, Tiki. That's how this is Ned Fleming.
And Dragon, you know what? The kindest I will be in this review is probably going to be to Megan Mullally. So yeah, we'll set that up.
That's what I'm saying. Again, don't just write him off as anyway. So here's what I like. Here's what I like about it. I mean, again, the big thing. I'll give it a little bit away here, folks. The big thing it's doing for me in this movie is Cranston, as you can imagine. But seriously, I think Cranston does do a good job in this conventional role. I think he's making it interesting. He's likable and a respectable protagonist. You know, it's Cranston, and there's the big draw for me in the movie is when I saw the kind of trailer, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a by the numbers. Like, you absolutely know what's gonna happen in the movie. Again, we went into it kind of we absolutely know what's gonna happen in the movie. It's not gonna be anything special, but hey, it's gonna be like guys we like. But the main thing I was kind of going into with is, okay, so Cranston has a daughter, much like he does in real life. So I just think he's going to tap into some of that, and I think there's a genuine warmth in there that is Cranston tapping into kind of the relationship he does have with his daughter in real life.
Yeah, all the scenes with him and his daughter are pretty genuine. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think Cranston's bringing it in this movie. Let's give credit to Cranston. He's bringing all the good stuff in this movie.
I mean, like I said, it might not be exactly the same character as Malcolm in the Middle, but it's very much cut from that same sort of cloth.
Oh, sure. Again, Cranston knows how to play the father characters. He knows how to, again, he's played very different sorts of father characters,
yes,
as we've seen.
Very, very different.
In a way, you almost have a middle ground between this and a Walter White, in a way.
Right.
I'm saying it's a big spectrum. I'm just saying, like, in the middle, you have, like, again, he's
that's
playing
a huge spectrum.
He's playing some good dramatic scenes, but at the same time, he is... At the same time, you know, he's in a very, very comical situation. There's just a lot of reacting, so it's kind of a Hal meets White nexus there. Anyway, what I really like about it, he's not one note. I like that he's trying to look out for his daughter. You know, it's not the whole "she's mine" thing. It's not like ridiculous, like kind of like it's not a Robert De Niro from Meet the Parents or anything. Like, no one's good enough. It's not that. He's not saying like no one's good enough for my daughter. It's that.
You know what I like about him, actually, Dragon. I'll give you some credit here. I like how he's not. It's not so much that he doesn't just outwardly hate this guy. It's that he knows that his daughter isn't ready to get married.
Yes, I mean,
that's kind of a nice like subversion. You know what I mean?
It's
like he's looking out for his daughter, but he's not being selfish about it.
Exactly, it's a two-part combination. I think really wins with Cranston's characters. That one, he's not doing. He's looking out for his daughter, and secondly, it's fact I think you empathize or you see it through his perspective. Like, yeah, this guy really is not the right guy, and she's just not ready for it. Like, if she's not ready for marriage, she's definitely not ready for marriage to this guy.
Sure.
But here's the undercurrent I really like in the movie. It's kind of like it's so funny. It's like a bizarro Little Miss Sunshine of his character from that movie, where he was the character who kind of shot down Greg Kinnear's character in Little Miss Sunshine, but he was the successor.
Wait, Cranston?
Yeah, Cranston was in Little Miss Sunshine. Cranston was we inverse the situation that Cranston's facing in this movie for that movie. We're basically.
Dude, I totally forgot that Cranston was in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, he had a really good scene, Tiki. He was really good.
I haven't watched Little Miss Sunshine in a number of years, but
yeah, remember, Tiki, he was one of the main destinations in that movie. It was Greg Kinnear basically was in his shoes this movie trying to make a deal with the bigger boss. And
I get it. It was like the Goofy movie, right? Where Greg Kinnear was like trying to go see him, and then the rest of the family was trying to go to the pageant. Yeah.
Anyway, so keeping a little secret from it. But what I'm saying, the undercurrent there, which I thought was kind of a little cute reversal there, but what I really like the undercurrent explaining here is it's an old school, cool dad in a very vulnerable position in the modern world. And it's personified, and that modern world is personified by Laird in this movie. I really did appreciate that. I like that clash coming out in that aspect. These two characters are personifying kind of an older school, but again, he's willing to kind of roll with things a little bit. He's not shutting things down because they're different. He's just shutting things down because they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's less Scrooge, it's more Clark Griswold, which is what I wanted to see from.
Oh, it's absolutely Clark Griswold for sure.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't just like an unrealistic Scrooge or anything. It was like there's a Griswold.
I do like how as the movie goes on, it's less about the daughter and more about like Franco's just getting hooks in the entire family.
Yeah.
And Cranston, of course, Cranston with the great comedic delivery, his paranoia just gets ramped up more and more and more as it goes on.
Okay, again, Cranston, it was a lot of fun.
All right, so let's talk about Laird.
Yes, Laird Mayhew.
Like you said, such a fun hipster name.
Right. So yes, basically, if I were to describe Laird, I'd say he's a
James
hipster.
Franco.
I was going to say he was a hipster nightmare.
Yeah. It's so James Franco.
Oh, come on, Franco.
I know, I'm being mean.
It's not like he just impressed everyone or anything.
I know.
Yeah,
seriously, man. No, legitimately, Dragon. I am very, very, very impressed. So yeah, best performance of his career, bar none. But not this movie.
We need to send him a congratulatory pie of some kind.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Anyway,
oh my God, we might have to actually do that. Jesus Christ!
Can you send pie in the mail?
I think maybe yes. But the thing is, we'd have to make sure he understood what it was a reference to.
We'll get like a copy of the movie too, just to remind.
No, what we'd have to do is we'd have to like give him like a freeze frame of the of the moment with the captions.
We'll turn like a postcard or something on the back. Right. Hey, we love that scene in the movie. It was congratulations.
Congratulations on your awesome performances, Tommy Wiseau, James. It was so good.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Anyway, back to this Franco. So this Franco, not the potential Oscar-winning Franco. This Franco.
Would it be wild if Franco was nominated for this movie?
For this movie? No, that wouldn't be wild. That'd be a travesty of Oscar justice.
Oh, jeez. Okay, now I think you're the one being harsh.
Oh, I'm being harsh. Look, Tiki, I will give.
Wow, that went so fast.
Franco in this movie.
I mean, Franco was fun.
I don't think so.
Okay. This is interesting, Dragon, because this is maybe where we're going to disagree a little bit. All right, go ahead.
Let me say this about Laird. So here's what I like about Laird. I like that he's got a good heart and he's and that underlining sweetness. That's what I like with Franco's performance very much. I really like that. But but it's like, despite the tech savviness, he's dumb as a sack of hammers. So
I mean, he really is. And honestly, I think this movie kind of does a piss poor job of explaining it. Like, oh, he didn't have parents and he was stuck in his room all day writing code.
And Tiki, let me say this again. Let me show you the thread here. That again, I think if there were more, if it wasn't hanging loose and everything, if it were kind of more tight knit, I think it would serve the movie better. Is that it's not a bad backstory, and I love what I like with the thematically. I like that he is a guy who wants to be part of a family, hence the whole proposal thing. But he's just going overboard. So that's not bad. But we need to care about the guy and not be annoyed by him from the start. He's playing a dumber, more successful Jesse Pinkman in this movie. Let's be honest.
Nah.
Well, we'll get to a scene. You'll see.
You'll have to point out the.
Oh, you'll see. There's a Pinkman scene in this movie. You better.
All right. I'm curious to know. All right. Anyway. No, I mean, like you said, I think the underlying sweetness to Laird's character is really kind of what sold me. I don't really. Just to me, kind of the most annoying thing about his character was the fact that he never took the hint about the swearing.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like throughout the whole movie, it's like he's always like, "Oh yeah, everyone's reminding me not to swear." But it's like, okay, look, Dragon, you might have noticed in the past basically since I started doing the interviews regularly with Sandy, and Sandy wants to have those interviews be professional. I'm like, I'm going to tone down on the swearing a bit. And Dragon, you know how much I like to swear, and I'll occasionally drop an F-bomb here and there, but I don't do it nearly as much as I used to. You know why? Because I'm making a concerted effort. And Franco does not make that effort. Anyways.
True. That's kind of where we're at with Laird, I think.
Yeah.
So
okay now the rest of the characters I'm sure will go by a lot quicker.
Here, let's go to Hey Steph! No, I'm thinking Freakazoid. No, let's go with Stephanie here. So
she's nice.
And she is also a disaster artist.
Oh, she is really.
Yeah, they pulled. See, seriously, because they worked on this movie together. We have a number of we have a number of actors from Y.
Well, okay, well, obviously Malali. We'll get to Malali, but
That's what I'm saying. We have a couple actors pulled from this movie. But anyway,
okay,
so
Steph. Steph was the main female actress in the room besides Lisa, right?
I think so, but again, I think she kind of slipped in under the radar. It might have been a smaller role. I don't. There are a lot
Okay,
of
okay.
there are a lot of camp. The point is just we'll break that down some other point. Anyway, so.
Oh yes, we will.
So yes, she's played by Zoe. I really hope that.
Zoe Deutsch.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I gotta tell you, I like the performance on her. Writing wise, she could be stronger. Obviously, I think she kind of played. She's kind of smart, cute. She's kind of a loving daddy's girl who respects her, genuinely respects her father.
I'll agree, Dragon. I think the writing on this character, like honestly, if I'm being mean here, it couldn't be more generic. But I think the performance kind of elevates it just a little bit.
And again, with a lot of this, Tiki, I'm just like the writing, and I could see potential in the writing where I like that. She right from the get go, she has a really great scene with her father when she's like she says, "Yeah, I know this is a lot to take in." Like that's where I like I like the scenes that she has.
Dragon, you by the way, speaking of that opening scene, you realize something else that this movie and the disaster artists have in common, right?
I know that.
Okay, I'm just. Anyways.
What was I? No, my big point here. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, so like the father-daughter scenes they're well acted, and I like where they're coming from. Again, this is them subverting tropes here, and they're basically, it's not the whole like, oh, you don't understand. Like, it's like they're trying again. Like I could see the effort put in there too. You can see the attempt where we're not like, again, like unfortunately she doesn't learn, almost like Lara does. Like basically she's like a broken record with what she's saying, and that bothers me. But at the same time, she's she's just trying to say, give him a chance, you don't know him, sort of thing.
Right. All right.
I mean, her judgment is questionable, but there's a lot of sweetness there, so I'm willing to overlook it in a lot of places.
I also think that kind of like her decisions in the movie kind of like change on a whim, right? Like, she's going back to school, and like
that's a problem. Like, she as a plot device is not good. She as a character,
exactly.
Like as a character, she shows promise. As a plot device, she's really weak sauce.
Oh, good point. Well put.
Yeah, and basically her again, as a plot device, she basically is spin control for her wacky boyfriend. That's all she's like. Everything. Oh, you see, it's like, hey, Lara, let's not do that. Or basically, it's like, oh no, he's he's just being silly, that sort of thing.
Anyway. Okay.
Oh yeah, well performed though.
What?
Well performed though.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the mother.
Barb, Cranston needs to be fictionally married to more women named Barb, I gotta say.
What other women named Barb have?
It sounds a vague Jim Gordon reference, but it's.
Oh, okay. God. Oh, man. Wait till he's cast as Gordon Dragon.
Oh, that'd be one of the proudest moments of my life, Dickie.
Well, J.K. Simmons. I don't know. Then again, given the state of the DC,
I know, but still, I mean, regardless, I mean, if I could secure J.K. Simmons,
I'm just like sitting here right now. I know this is way off topic, but
yes, this is way off topic.
I'm just now realizing we might not ever see J.K. Simmons as Gordon ever again.
Well, way to bum everyone out around the holidays, even.
Moose testicles.
J.K. Simmons isn't coming this Christmas. Here, have an M&M. Have a bowl of yellow M&Ms.
J.K. Simmons is coming. He's going to be the peanut M&M. It's fine, Dragon.
The peanut M&M. Oh, right, yeah. Right, anyway, let's talk about Barb.
Yes, no, not
so Barb is played by the wonderful Megan Mullally.
Mullally.
Yes, she is She's always good. She was in a show called Party Down. She's obviously she was most recently in Disaster Artist. She is I know her because I kind of
Karen and Will and Grace, obviously.
Oh sure, sorry, you're right. But also she had a recurring role in Parks and Recreation, which she was really good in. She kind of played the psychotic ex. Anyway, yes, so I like this with Barb. I like that you can see kind of where the parentage comes from for Steph here. Because basically you get where Steph gets her spin control and optimism from. She gets that from her mother. I think that communicates well with Mullally. Crap, did I say it wrong?
No, it's Mullally. You're right.
That Mullally is putting forward here.
Sure.
Thanks for checking.
I don't really have a ton to say about this character Dragon other than like, yeah, it's Megan Mullally. You know, she does a good job. She shows up. She's Megan Mullally. You know,
I
she
think
does her
she's
Karen
the
thing.
I think she's the midpoint of the family being charmed by the boyfriend here. I think she's kind of like the middle point of like, she's
Like
not
there's stuff that she's put off by, but at the same time, it's like, oh, this guy's kind of sweet in a in kind of like a lost puppy dog sort of way.
exactly. That's something she's not full again. She's still on her husband's side at the same time. She's kind of like she's given more of a chance, obviously. Okay, so that's he's kind of representing kind of the mom indoctrinated slowly into the modern hipster culture. So again, it's kind of the slow kind of build to our.
I will say the scene that I really didn't care for with Mullally was the vape scene.
Yes, that was.
Dragon, I'm not sure if you like generalize me as like, oh, I'm a stoner, so I have to like all stoner based humor. No, that's not true at all. I hated that scene.
Well, I didn't look. The vape thing was like yeah, because they have to make it all modern and stuff. Like
no, I just like it kind of crossed my mind. Like, I wonder if Dragon thinks I like this scene just because I'm a stoner, because I really did not.
Well, I like. Let me say this. I like that scene for different reasons. I mean, I like just not based on not as stoner comedy. I like that scene as just the end was like kind of like silly. It's kind of silliness with Megan Mullally and Cranston. It was a cute scene. You know, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna.
I thought it pushed it. Like, here's the thing, Dragon. I think it could have been a cute scene, but I thought the physical nature of it just pushed it way too overboard.
Definitely went on a little long. I'll give you that.
It went on long. It just made me uncomfortable, honestly. So, yeah.
So, but speaking of uncomfortable, let's talk about Scotty.
Oh, I wanted to punch this little kid in the fucking face.
Yeah, and let me tell you what's so sad.
Talk about an unlikable character, Dragon.
But let me tell you about this, Tiki. Here's the sadness about this here is that this kid at the beginning, he has a really nice introduction.
And he does. You're right. You know what? I'll give you credit there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes me sad about Scotty. Because Scotty basically
turns... motorboating. After the motorboating is just unforgivable. Just absolutely unforgivable.
Well, it's less that. It's more the Tiki. You know, it's more so. It's like the repetitive motorboating. That's what's more insulting. Look. He's young. He's stupid. I'll give him one motorboat. But I mean, beyond that, that's where it's just really, I lose all respect for you. You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of this annoying character on the Mick, which stars Caitlin Olsen. It's like it's still going. Apparently, it's popular. It's got in the second season. I presume a third one coming. Anyway, there's like an annoying kid who is identical to kind of the character that Scotty becomes. In that he's like, except basically if let's just say if Scotty were rich, he would be that same character.
And I guess the movie is like trying to make it an arc, like the millennial culture is rubbing off on Scotty, I guess. But
he starts off, let's talk about the positive at the beginning. He's ambitious. He has a lot of respect for his father and the family business, and he's giving like that really sweet testimonial to his father. That's all nice stuff, right? That's all nice, familiar. Like, oh, ain't that's some sweet holiday spirit right there. Oh, nice. And then of course the first mention of Game of Thrones, it all goes downhill.
Yep. You can say that again.
So obviously he's very trying. That's not a barb against Game of Thrones. It's a barb against what people kind of.
I really hate how he just turns into this like mean spirited, like opportunistic, like snobby mother effer.
Yep. And obviously he's the most charmed by Larry. Basically he kind of encapsulates the worst learning experience you could have with kind of the nightmare of hipsters. It's like he's taking all the wrong lessons away there. It's like, hey, enterprising tech billionaire. There's something to take away. Nope.
Dragon, while we're on Scotty, should we mention the scene?
I was gonna say again, we have like a whole naughty and nice thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, like, save the big stuff for that, right?
Okay.
We're almost there. Anyway,
oh boy.
I will say this though. I mean, it's I do notice that Laird sees. I would say that Laird sees a bit of himself in the uncool lad, basically seeing a bit of that kind of that lonely kid there. But of course, he perverts that. Bear in mind.
Isn't that sweet? It's like the disaster artist, except it sucks.
Well, isn't that technically the goal of disaster artist?
I know.
Arguably semantics here, but no. Let's talk about something that's universally good about this movie, though.
Oh yeah, Gustav. Oh my god,
Yes!
talk about the best character in the movie.
Well, again, I really like Cranston, but yes, Gustav.
No, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like Cranston and Franco, as we've already said, they're playing very stock characters. Dragon Gustav is this guy. Like he's not the most unique character in the world, but he added a bit of an interesting flavor to it.
Of course, he is played by one of our favorites here. He's played by the wonderful Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay, you're gonna have to remind me what else this guy's been in.
Well, Key and obviously part of Key and Peele.
Oh God, wait. It's Key?
Yeah, it's Keegan-Michael Key.
I had no idea that was Key.
Yes, that is Keegan-Michael Key.
My God, that's a good performance thing because he was a chameleon in that. Wow. Okay.
But of course, Tiki and I.
I'm dumb.
Tiki and I've gone on record many times just appreciating the comic genius of those two. Not even just together. I mean, even
Dragon, I know you're not a horror movie guy, but I honestly think if you sat down and watched Get Out, you'd get a lot out of it.
I mean, that's the thing. We really we can't say enough nice things about those young men, and they're really going places, even separately.
Kind of like I think with Get Out, it's kind of like a similar thing to to It, where there's a lot more going on than just the horror movie element of it. You know what I mean? Anyways,
if I'm not mistaken, I think Keegan-Michael Key might also have a connection to the Zazzarars, if I'm not mistaken. But I could.
Oh, I'm sure he cameos in there somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone in Hollywood cameos.
Yeah, there was a scene. Let's just say there's a scene in Zazzarars that goes by kind of quick, and there might have been some sneaky cameos.
I noticed Greg Sestero in the crowd there. I was like, there's a real Greg Sestero.
Anyway, so the point, Gustav. So again, it's Keegan-Michael Key doing what he does best, being a fun character. So he's very fun. Importantly,
like I said, it's not like this character is like gonna blow people's minds with the originality,
sure.
But just the way it's delivered is like so fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He always does. He always has like he does the fun one-off character a lot of time. Of course, being a lot of sketch comedy kind of prepares you for that sort of thing. And he's I love how committed he was. I mean, I love how he's the dedicated man. The minute I saw the guy, I was thinking Kato, and the fact, let's just say well, actually, you know what? I might as well mention it now, so I don't have to go through it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love one of my favorite moments in the movie. I'll say, it's a favorite moment, but it's not like a deal breaker sort of thing. I love the Pink Panther reference. There's a Pink Panther reference in the movie where
that is, you know what? It's like one of the few like smartly written scenes that shows the the difference between the generations.
And again, that's connecting to that theme, and that helps the movie additionally, as well as being funny and observational. Like, Pink Panther, as fun as it was, and really, I'm a big a lot of love for the Pink Panther in my family. There's like, as much as we love it, you gotta know nowadays.
I've always been more of a Doctor Strangelove guy when it comes to Peter Sellers, but
I went the different path on that one, but
it's kind of like the Batman the animated series Darkwing Duck thing. Anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Anyway, so with that. Obviously, a lot of good Kato stuff. Anyway, so it does. The Kato stuff, as great as it was, it doesn't necessarily hold up as well today. And that's kind of what we draw on the focus that saying Pink Panther. I have no idea what it is, and it says, it's the Pink Panther. It's actually Clouseau. He trains he trains his manservant. He should have said manservant, but he says his houseboy, which makes it sound worse. I mean, he does man the house though. It's essentially he's like Clouseau's Alfred.
Right.
And also, I'm just saying that's the role that Gustav's playing. It's kind of like a Kato / Alfred. More Kato, but a little bit Alfred in there. I'm saying the fact that he works for a billionaire, Alfred to a crazy billionaire. Anyway, so he's a lot of fun, of course, holding him. But he did call him his little yellow friend, which was hilarious when Peter saw
how invested he is in Laird as well.
Yes, and that's a great thing with the Gustav character as well. Yes, he is. While silly, he's grounded. He knows his stuff. Like, he grounds Laird. He's the one who reins. I love that he reins him in. He knows his stuff. I like that he develops, and it seems like he develops a respect for the Fleming. If not just being really cordial, just being real professional. I like that it seems like he grows to actually like the family, because we know he likes the girlfriends. We know he likes Steph. And he says, that girl, she's smart as a whip. He's really respectful.
Well, okay, going back to the Pink Panther scene you mentioned, I love the little beat in that scene when he's going after Franco and he yells like, "Stay away, Ned!" And then afterwards he's like, "Ned, I am so sorry. I just did not want you to get hurt."
See, that's what that's exactly what I'm talking about. He develops a respect and a niceties towards it. He tries to
Of course,
stop.
this is right after he got, pretty personal with Ned. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, we'll get there.
In a scene that you and I disagree with, but I digress. But
anyway, let's see. What was I? What else I was going to say? But yeah, you're absolutely right. That seems great. Where he's. He also tries to stop Ned from embarrassing himself too. In a later scene, like kind of during like the big kind of faux ladder reveal sort of thing.
Right.
Things to say about. I got things to say about how it's just like the dumbest ladder reveal ever.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Oh, I do. You see what I'm saying? I like that. We make him like a likable.
Dragon, I know you haven't seen Daddy's Home 2 yet. Like Daddy's Home 2 is like it's been criticized for having a really weak low of lows, but the low of lows in Daddy's Home 2 is like E.T. compared to this.
Well, I mean, in the first Daddy's Home, you have a low of lows moment that's like the most cringeworthy. It's low of lows.
I still haven't seen the first one. So.
Anyway, so the point is, it's nice to see him really kind of develop a friendship with Barb and Ned, and it's nice. And importantly, you'll notice he's kind of kept away from Scotty because Scotty's still didn't want to poison this good character with him.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so real quick, one of my other favorites in this movie, kind of in the same Gustav vein, I guess. I love Justine.
No, Justine is a really good idea,
And they got the perfect person to play with. Kaylee Cuoco. Kaylee, she of course is Penny on The Big Bang Theory. I know you've kind of seen the worst of The Big Bang Theory in the early seasons.
Yes, I have.
Basically, like the Pink Panther folks, it does not hold up as well with the early
watchable.
I'm sorry. Actually, well, again, I think it's watchable. I give the first episode a shot.
Not that I wouldn't. Trust me, I wouldn't. I'm just remotely curious.
It's not as bad as I really initially thought it was. Seriously, T, it initially seemed like a horrible idea, but I gotta tell you, it's actually.
No, I will never watch that show for personal reasons. But
yeah, sure. Well, my point is just without them saying that for anyone out there, I'd say it's actually surprisingly watchable.
Anyways,
it's not as good as The Good Doctor though.
That is a show that I will binge at some point.
It is getting ridiculously good reviews, and I gotta tell you, it's good. It fits the name.
Let me ask you this about The Good Doctor really quick, Greg, and then we'll get on track. Is the storyline is it an actual storyline or is it more like episodic?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It feels. I mean, you get to see relationships develop. I mean, characters grow, I guess, in a story way. But I mean, it's pretty much like kind of case of the week. But you get to see them take on more.
I hate case of the week type shows. Dragon, you know me. I really don't like case of the week structure. It's a dinosaur. It needs to die.
No, wait. But I'm just saying we have different medical stuff, so it feels like I'm saying we do.
Anyways.
I'm saying we do grow the characters, and we do. I don't know.
So it's kind of House, you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not.
House did a decent job where it was like, it's kind of case of the week type stuff.
It's hard to describe, but it doesn't feel like a procedural. Or it feels like it's a story that's unfolding, but it's a lot of different medical stuff, which makes it feel.
Okay, we're getting way off track. Let's.
Anyway, yes. The point is, she basically. But my main point in bringing all that up is that she gets better as the Big Bang Theory went. After she settled down with Leonard, let's say, that's when she got better. So
okay,
that's Ken Coco we're getting here. She thought she did an excellent job. She's a really pleasant voice. She's like a great assistant. Her basically it's like her.
I like how she's like really sassy and she's kind of like. Yeah, I like the idea that the AI is kind of like James Franco is kind of like rubbed off on the AI.
Yeah, it's sort of like her meets Alexa.
She'll swear, oh, you don't have to be such an effing asshole, Ned.
it's like it's her meets Alexa, but more.
Also, can I just say, just the Cranston moment that just absolutely cracks me up is when she's saying that, right, and it's in the middle of a bad scene, I'll admit, but when Cranston's just like going off and and she's just like. God, you don't have to be such an asshole, Ned. And Cranston just like, yes, I do.
And basically, that's what I love about Justine. I like that very similar to Gustav. There's a nice friendship that develops there as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
I guess more than actually.
I gotta tell you, Dragon, the friendship was a little bit out of nowhere. Like it goes from them being like screaming at each other to like, oh, I'm gonna miss you guys.
Let me amend something earlier. I was going for. I think there's more a friendship with Barb and.
I can see the friendship with Barb, sure.
I think there's more of a friendship with Barb and Ned with Justine than there is with Gustav and then the pair. But I mean, yeah, it's.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, I really just like that. I like that little sad goodbye. I just like the development on Justine. It was kind of
sure,
fun. I
sure.
don't know. It's
Okay, and
voice
wow,
is
that
very
is.
pleasant. Anyway.
And that was all the all the deep and complex and Shakespearean characters in this movie.
But
So
I will just give some just an actor shout outs here because we have Cedric the Entertainer. He's in there.
yeah, it's doing a good job. Yeah.
We have Adam Devine, and I gotta tell you that guy's impressed me more because usually I just gonna write him off as like it's just the idiot who yells a lot in the movie. But no, Adam Devine, he impressed me. We pulled two actors from a movie I've repeatedly recommended to Tiki. That essentially is Pleasantries the movie.
Oh God.
The Intern with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro, but
Yes, yes.
we pulled Adam Devine, who was really good in that movie, surprised me. And
I did
Zach,
eventually watch The Judge, so I occasionally don't let you down.
and we have Zach Perlman. So Zach Perlman, or Perlmans, I forget the plurals. The point is Zach Perlman. He was the hacker guy. He was the hacker friend.
I'm a hacker.
Yes. Anyway. So
That guy was kind of a fun character.
Yeah, he's a lot. Again, he has a lot. He's a lot better of a character in the Intern. Again, like he and Adam Devine are like they're friends, and they're in the Intern. Like the point is, he's more to play with there. And also, he's actually in the How to Train Your Dragon series. He takes over Jonah Hill's character. He plays Snotlout.
No,
it is a good job.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Let's.
Favorite scenes, Dragon.
Well, what about Naughty and Nice?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had in my. I guess I'll have to switch this up. I have my notes. Favorite scenes.
Where do you want to start with, the nice or the naughty?
Okay, let's get into the naughty Dragon. Come on.
Okay, start us off. Do you know what to start with?
Buffalo testicles. Wait, no, moose testicles. Right?
How do you get that wrong? Yes, it's the moose.
Okay, here's the thing, Dragon. I was warned about this, right? Like I was warned about it, but I was like, oh, how bad could it be? How bad could it be? It's like it's a taxidermy moose. I'm sure those testicles are just like stayed in place. I'm sure it's just like basically like gonna be like a like basically just like a big hairy sack or something.
Well, honestly, I'd never imagined we were going to see any moose testicles.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Shout out to Monkey. I know you're watching, Monkey. Like when I posted on Facebook that I was watching this movie, basically is kind of like a build up to the disaster artist. Monkey posted in the comments #moose testicles. So I was like, oh boy. And of course, Dragon. Of course, as soon as I saw that moose in the opening, like, oh, it's suspended in its own urine. That's not going to come back in a comedic way whatsoever.
Yeah, that was just. So let me broadly, let's say that connects to a big problem with that. I'm saying the moose is like kind of the compendium of of this flaws. That the gross out humor is unnecessary.
Wait, yeah. So I'm sorry, Dragon. I just want to linger on these fucking testicles because the movie does too. So
Well, essentially, Scotty,
I just want to linger on how realistic they are. They are unnecessarily realistic.
Well, you gotta wonder if they actually used a.
God. Dragon, and that was the point in watching this movie where I went from like, all right, you know what, this movie, it's got some good qualities, it's got some bad qualities too. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, what the hell is this? Why? And Dragon, again, like I said, man, I couldn't find a copy of this online. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean Tiki failed, and so Dragon, I had to spend $10 of my own money, and now I am the proud owner of this movie with the fucking moose testicle shot. I feel like I could have a mental breakdown over that, but I'll keep going, Dragon. I'll plunge forward for you, buddy. But anyways.
So yes, the moose, let's just suffice it to say the moose is probably the most unnecessary element of the movie, if I had to pick one.
Oh, God.
And I gotta tell you, Dean, let me kind of piggyback off this, kind of connected to it. I gotta tell you, the marketing is a fickle mistress. It kind of helps and hinders. Well, it hurts it, period. But I'm just saying, there are two trailers for this movie. Both trailers, essentially, that you know the movie when you watch trailers. Again, one, because it's very by the numbers. But secondly, I gotta tell you, the first trailer, just the editing of the trailer, actually makes it a better movie.
Does it?
I'm just saying, basically, it's like I'll give this the bowling scene. So the bowling scene plays a lot better in the trailer because like it has energy up there. And it's like Cranston like doing doing the crotch jump and doing all that stuff.
See, my problem with the bowling scene in the actual movie is it's literally just like you could place that scene anywhere in the movie. It's just like, okay, now we're gonna sit and watch Bryan Cranston bowl for a minute.
See, that's what I'm saying. And honestly, it looks like brighter in the trailer. I don't know, it looks more like kind of energetic and looks like more fun. It's like they're building this on. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like him like having fun for a minute, then probably setting himself back. And that doesn't do that at all in the movie. But again, the trailer makes that scene look fantastic. Then like I was looking forward to that scene going through this movie. Like, hey, and we set up earlier, like, hey, look, honey, he's doing your signature move. It's like, okay, that's gonna be like that might be like a bonding scene or something. Who knows?
Right.
Nothing. But and of course in like the second trailer, they reveal the whole again. That's supposed to be their quote unquote spectacle, the moose.
Sure, their spectacle. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
It, sure.
I'm saying that's like their big like you gotta admit seriously. I mean, going this movie again, assuming they. That's a big reveal for the movie. But
so you know what it reminds me of, Dragon? It kind of reminds me of. Do you remember? I know you're not a fan of this franchise, but just out of random curiosity, do you remember the trailers for The Hangover Part 3?
Yes.
Okay, so it kind of reminds me of like the big money shot in The Hangover Part 3 was like, you know, when they have the dragon and the dragon. Giraffe. Yeah, when they have the giraffe in the car, and then you know the giraffe's about to get beheaded on the and we're like, oh, are we going to see the giraffe neck or And that was like the big money shot. That's literally what they used to sell people on that movie.
Exactly.
So, did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
Did we see the giraffe neck?
Well, I know one of the trailers like we see. I think
do we see the full-blown like beheaded giraffe?
I think we see the neck. I think we see the neck, but we don't see the head. They see the head for the movie. You see the severed head. Like, Tiki, either you see the head or the neck. I'm placing safe money, and you see the neck without a head.
All right, but you know what I mean. Is that a good comparison between the two? Like these like really gross out like money shots of comedies.
Yeah, sure. I think it's that's an on point comparison. Yeah, sure.
All right.
So again, overall, it's broadly for me again a big one. Just if I had to summarize my issue with movies, Franco kills the movie for me in a lot of places, and that really hurts my enjoyment. Because again, I feel like
I definitely don't think he kills the movie. I feel way less strongly than you on that.
I'm saying like I'm umbrelling all the bads of the movie to kind of that half of the Franco performance that I'm not liking. So I'm saying that's the effect of the movie has on me. From the get-go, we start with a bad note with Franco, and that kind of that puts a bad taste in the mouth for the rest of the movie. For his stuff.
Again, I'm sorry. I hate to keep going back to it, but you know, like at least we saw a movie with that context that was a lot more classy.
Well, I mean, we started the movie on a really like again, and I'll summarize this. The beginning of the movie, it's like okay, like hey, there's a little conversation between the daughter and boy. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to see some redeeming value, like some Franco cuteness. Okay, maybe it'll be like a little cars, maybe a little dirty. Like okay,
maybe Schmidt.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Netflix and chill thing. Like, initially, as a runner, like, okay, that's like you were saying, like, yeah, you want to do something. Okay, I'm
honestly, Dragon, that bugged me. Like, it was like, it didn't bug me in the performance, it just bugged me in the writing. Like, okay, this is really lazy comedy writing here. Like, you're literally not even telling a joke. You are just listing Netflix shows.
That's the thing. Like, initially, I was giving, like, benefit of the doubt. I was saying, okay, well, they're trying, I can't see they're trying to go for, like, kind of a cute thing. Then, of course, we go really dirty with it, and it's like, okay, now it's just completely unnecessary. Like, basically, it's like, and the fact that's the first scene in the movie, Tiki, and that's what from the get-go. It's like again, I'm hoping for that underlying sweetness. I mean,
to be fair, we do see Wiseau's ass very early in the room, so you know. Anyway.
Well, sure. But anyway, well, I guess what I'm saying is again, I think that just throughout the movie, it's like I was hoping that but the movie. I feel just should have been marking on like, okay, you see an argument to be made here for both sides instead of like, it's too, as much as I like the Cranston character, the problem is I root for him too much. I should see, okay, maybe there's something to this layered character after all. No, it's like, Cranston's absolutely in the right. This guy's a terrible choice. His daughter should have her head examined. What's wrong with her? That's the thing. Like, there's no argument we were saying because Franco's a weak character, and that kills the premise of the movie for me. It's like, I mean, I'm not questioning why him. I see absolutely. See, that's why Franco kills the movie for me in a lot of places.
Yeah, I hear you. Like I said, I don't feel as strongly about it, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, let's
you
see.
want,
So
you want to talk about the liar reveal thing?
Sure. Real quick. And the last thing I'll say is that again, basically, what I was hoping for Laird, I was hoping we were going to have more of like a Ted kind of attempt with Laird, I guess, and that he can be foul, he can be stuff as long as there was a charm to it, like
Uh-huh.
a character like Telly. He could curse, but as long as like a likable guy, but we didn't really get enough of that. Yes. So liar reveal. So here's the thing: it's more of like a forced low of lows, but
It's so baffling, Dragon. It comes out of nowhere.
So let me tell you why. So here's why. This thing, I use liar reveal loosely because it's more of like a force of low lows. Because throughout the film we have. Here's the thing. It's like there's no lie.
Exactly. They just literally like manifest a liar reveal plot out of nowhere.
That's the thing, because basically we need to get to a low of lows, and it's like a very very loose like thread of a liar reveal. Because again, no lie has been committed on either side. Because for starters, I mean, if anything, the daughter's lied a couple. Like she didn't even lie. Just like she didn't tell him.
I mean, I think the daughter is absolutely the biggest liar in this movie, no question.
Look, let's review this here. I mean, lying. I mean, if you're saying a falsehood and you're going with it, that's a lie, right?
Sure.
But again, if it's not full disclosure, it's not necessarily the same thing as a lie.
Right.
I mean, there's a discernible difference. Like again, for example, my biggest rant, I guess, with the whole liar thing is that hey, the family turns on Ned when they realize, wait a minute, you mean basically reveals like his company, he bought his company because his company isn't doing well. Which, by the way, is in the trailer, and that's like another thing. Like we give away way too much in the trailer because again, that's your big like. Then they're starting to fight.
Okay, I mean to be fair with that, you find that out very early on in the movie.
No, I mean like literally the scene where he says, "Hey, I bought your company."
Oh, really? They give that away in the
that's
trailer?
What I'm saying.
Geez, that's bad.
Like in the second trailer, it just uses that and the moose thing. It's all that's in one trailer. Anyway, like the start of the fight, the whole scene's practically in the trailer. Anyway, what was I? Oh yes, it's again based on the fact that like no, he's making attempts, and he says no, I'm trying to fix that because again it's the fact that no, we're not bankrupt yet, and he's not lying. He's tried to keep that from him, but it's not like a lie. I don't know. It's just it feels very forced, and of course then she's like really. Really on the offense, and just like the daughter's just not willing to forgive him or look past it. Because again, it's like, well, no, you're right. I mean, out of the liar, she's definitely most kind of fibbing her butt off here, and then and she keeps taking the moral high ground. It's like, no, it's like, what are you talking about? The moral high ground? You didn't tell anyone, one, that you were dating this guy. I don't know. There's like a line between disclosure and lying. I don't know. The point is, it's not good. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think. Again, went through that. Again, I'm just very frustrated by Steph her choosing of Laird. It just feels very like unrealistic. Like, again, she's the smart girl. She would never go with this idiot here. Scotty annoys us very much.
Very much so.
Let's talk about the nice stuff here. All right. Again, for me, all the Cranston stuff's just right. I think we have some great supporting elements like Gustav and Justine. The location's cool. I got to give them that again. Barring some
I like all the gorilla statues and stuff like that. Of course, like the animals.
Yeah, man, those gorilla statues are a Planet of the Apes reference.
Of
course, the fact that he was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Of course.
Yeah. Again, I respect that we're not falling into old traps. Just honest ones. It's like okay, well, it's less like I'm unwilling to change versus like hey, this doesn't work because it's ridiculous. Like all the hipster food and everything looks all terrible. The no paper in the house, all that.
Okay, but I want to bring. I'm sorry. I'm glad you bring that up. So there's no paper in the house, and yet they somehow have edible paper.
Well, yeah, apparently no actual, just paper. I mean, closest thing you have is that.
I'm just like, I'm sorry. What's the point of the edible paper gag if you're also going to say there's no paper in the house? It's like what?
Yeah, you're right. It's not well thought out. That's what I'm saying. At least it's the fact they're kind of questioning.
Dragon, I gotta say, I'm kind of like running on fumes when it comes to this movie in general at this point, so we should probably just wrap up as soon as we can.
Well, the point is, it's cool how we go big with the locations and the gestures, and of course, one of those gestures later on, which we're very momentarily. The underlying sweetness, as I mentioned, and while I don't buy how we get there, I do like the resolution. I'll make that clear. I like the resolution. I don't buy one iota how we get there. I don't buy whatsoever. But I mean, the resolution's nice, and of course, the whole toilet business thing. I think it's practical. I kind of like the whole toilet business thing at the end.
Sure.
So again, it has its good qualities as well as it has some really bad qualities. Okay, so let's unwrap some favorite moments.
All right, who has the first one chronologically out of us two? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Let's see, my first one is the bedside chat.
Yeah, it's probably you. You should probably. I don't know. Mine might be over. You go first.
Okay. So I'll start with the bedside chat. I don't know. Generally, like the introductory scene with Laird and the family. Like I like some elements of it. I dislike others, but I do like the bedside chat. Like you might not like it. I don't know how you feel about this scene, but yeah, I mostly like it just because it's just like how uncomfortable Megan Mullally and Bryan Cranston are. Because Franco just shows up with this bathrobe and.
I don't get why he's wet, though. So this seems ridiculous. You mean this paperless house? He doesn't even have like one of those the self-drying units or anything. He just can't.
Right. Dragon, I gotta tell you, like the only reason I even picked this as a favorite moment, I don't want to dwell too much on it, like the details. Like I said, I'm kind of running out of gas on this movie in general, but. I really love the moment where, he goes in for the hug with Cranston, but Cranston, he plays it so well. He's just like, no, handshake.
And then, of course, he kisses the hand.
Yeah. Okay, Dragon, just honestly, probably the funniest stuff in this whole movie for me comes with the whole weird, evasive parkour subplot between Franco and Gustav.
I can tell you, it feels super random to me. We keep coming to the outside, and he's like, it seems like Frank's he's eating this Pop-Tart and says, there might be something to this boy. And then, of course, instantly just disappoints him. Does the parkour, and he falls, and he hits himself, and he's like, oh, guys, falls down.
The thing I love about the parkour stuff is just I love how out of nowhere it comes, and it also you get to see the bond between Franco and Gustav in those scenes. You know what I mean?
It throws chickens at them.
Right, they really go at each other, but at the same time, it's very clear that they're very supportive about it.
Yeah.
And also just the whole. Oh shoot! What was I going to say? There's one more thing I was going to say about that. Shoot! I'm drawing a blank on it.
Friendship?
Well, the friendship, but just the whole kind of I guess, Gustav, I love how Gustav, he basically has, positive criticism, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll slap him, say, you idiot!
No, well, Gustav, he'll basically, serve out compliment sandwiches, you know what I mean? He'll be like, well, you did this very well, but you have to focus more on this.
Right.
So I like that. And of course, Dragon, let's talk about it. The biggest fan service moment of this movie for me, and honestly, I doubt they even were aware of the Family Guy connection. But
I told you you're gonna like this.
Yep. So Kiss saves Christmas.
Yep. It's not. I feel if they had all four guys, they could have saved Santa. But it's just enough to save Christmas. Just enough. If you have half the members of Kiss, you can save Christmas easy, but you can't save Santa. That's bigger. You need all four.
Yep. Oh man, I mean, Dragon, what else is there to even say about the scene? It's just Kiss shows up. It's super epic.
And it's not. They're not impersonators. That's Gene and Paul.
And of course, I love how I love how casual they are, and then everyone in the. When they go into the house, everyone in the room is just mesmerized by them. Hey, you got any food? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, my God, we're such terrible hosts. And Dragon, like I said, I mean, it's kind of slim pickings here because I'm mostly picking this as a favorite moment because, hey, it ties into an in-joke. Yay!
Yeah, I
So,
mean, come on, just the spectacle in itself. And we built. I like that we built it up from the very beginning. Okay, that we have they're Kiss fans, they're Kiss Army fans.
I do like that. That is a nice, that is a nice character beat for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the build up to their appearance, like in the moment, it's like it is very grand. You know what I mean? They're like walking out, like. All right, so that's about it, Dragon. Please just go fast with your moments so we can get this over with.
Okay, let's see. So let me start off with the no toilet paper scene. So let's see. So this scene, I gotta tell you again. Usually, I want to make it clear. As much as it may seem I'm very anti-bathroom humor, I gotta tell you, from years of good family, I can appreciate a good bathroom joke. I don't want any.
I just think this scene goes on too long. That's my only problem with it.
It does go on a little long, but I got to tell you, though, it does get to some funny places. That's why I got to put it on there. I love just, when it's one, again, Tiki, it's been pointed out to me. I have to agree. Again, Cranston, of course, when shooting Breaking Bad, it's always been remarked that Cranston loves not having pants on.
Right.
I got to tell you, though, and again, it's kind of funny. In LBJ, we have a very similar scene. It's biopic. People love the drop tray on biopics. I don't know what it is, but he's literally, LBJ. He would use the bathroom a lot, and then he would basically be shot very much like Cranston. Cranston's the guy who can pull off kind of the toilet, the framing. He can.
Uh-huh.
One of the few guys who can pull that off and still just be really funny in the scene. It's like the desperation, this embarrassing situation. It's just the ridiculousness of it all. It kind of gives me. And then of course, just the fact is like, poke his head and says, really, it's really. Gustav has to come and has to adjust the settings, and it's ridiculous. It goes a little long, but it's ridiculous and kind of fun.
Of course, I love all the pleasantries of Gustav.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Gustav, he's being super professional in the scene. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's an embarrassing situation, but it's being handled classily, and I appreciate that. All right. So let's see. Also, big scene, big favorite scene. I love the chainsaw bonding scene. So this, of course, we got a lot of holiday stuff first and foremost, and secondly, this scene that looks, or essentially layered, looks identical to Jesse Pinkman. Also, he's dressed identically to Jesse Pinkman. That's not the main reason I like the scene or anything, but it does kind of suggest that whole, hey, this is like the more successful Jesse Pinkman and kind of a less cancer-ridden Walter White kind of. Kind of bonding here. It's the fact that this is what I see what they're getting at here. Basically, one, they're being civil to each other. One, they're genuinely bonding even before the chainsaw. He's giving them advice. They're, it's basically kind of getting the dad he never had and kind of rebuilding some family there. It's good stuff.
My favorite part of this scene is Franco's the mouth oh shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole, like the fact that remember the old school there,
I'm always a sucker for a good slow mo gag. Always a sucker for it.
I mean, I gotta tell you, Cranston looks awesome with that chainsaw.
Oh yeah,
just the fact you just see basically he's like the cool. It's the awesome cool dad moment where he chops down the tree and Frank is all giddy like a schoolgirl. That's what I'm saying. It's an uplifting scene. It's Christmassy, and of course they cut down the big tree of the competitor and they're driving off with a very Christmas vacation. So that scene hits me in all the right places, Dick. It really does. Lastly, and connecting that sort of stuff I really like about the movie. Again, I don't buy one iota how we get here. I love the ending where we have Ned giving advice to Laird, who on some level he respects that he still held true to that another thing, Tiki, that pinky swear.
Right.
Where, he held true to that pinky swear, where he would not he would not propose if Ned did not give his blessing there, and the fact he finds that remarkable, and the fact you don't need my blessing. He gives him a tip like she's a simple girl. Don't give her all the bells and whistles. Just speak from the heart. It's a real nice genuine scene of advice. And again, these two kids. This is like I love this moment. I just wish the whole movie built. I wish I could see him get here in a much better way.
Yeah,
that was my moments.
Okay. Does it hold up? Not really.
Well, now let's look at it as a holiday special, which is still the same answer. Just want to clarify that.
Here's the thing, Dragon. I feel like this would be a movie I would put on and watch with certain members of the family. Definitely not, I wouldn't watch this movie with my grandparents. I would watch it with my dad. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it comes down to. But it's I don't know, man. This like it's such a simple movie, but at the same time, it's just like it's so stupid. It's kind of baffling.
And to be fair, we knew that going into it, though. It wasn't like a big surprise.
But at the same time, Dragon, I was not prepared for those. I mean, I was warned about the moose testicles, and I still wasn't prepared.
So, just speaking from a Christmas perspective here, we use the Christmas setting to highlight the family theme, which is not a bad idea. We have some fun images, like the tree from the chainsaw thing. One of my favorite, kind of holly images we have in the movie. We have again, it's the Christmas card tattoo.
I kind of like the Christmas card tattoo.
That's what I'm saying. It's not bad. It's kind of it's a fun gag. I think maybe it draws a little too much emphasis, but it's a fun gag.
Uh-huh.
The whole idea of Christmas with the family, again, just kind of connecting that, the hardships around the holidays, it's kind of honestly, the use of the Christmas setting feels like a cross between kind of how Shane Black used the Christmas setting, is like not a central focus, but, something kind of in the background. So it's sort of like a Shane Black use of Christmas with Meet the Parents.
Sure.
With those, it's like those, Christmas with action-y touches, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Or like almost like Christmas Vacation touches, to be more accurate. So it's not a go-to for the holidays by any stretch. And just overall, it's kind of breaching some final thoughts with how it holds up as well. It's a mixed bag. It works. I think it works better in clips. For me, I'm loving Cranston and the ending and a few gags. So again, it has its moments, but definitely a mixed bag.
Okay, Dragon, please, for the love of God, take us out.
Well, kids, time to dash away, all but as we wave goodbye. Don't you cry. We'll be back again next time.
With even more seasonal shenanigans. Hashtag moose testicles.